Well, good morning, everybody. Wait a minute, it's not morning. We missed the morning. It's after school special today. Welcome to Hanging with Hal on a Tuesday. It's Storytelling Tuesday, and it's an after school special because we missed this morning. But we did get a chance to stop by and share some time with you today, so thanks for stopping by and sharing some time with me, Drew Moses. Hey, Shay, good to see you. I'm so used to saying good to see you this morning. Hey, Linda, good to see you this afternoon for the after school special. Mike Jackson, Moke, what's up, brother? Hey, Linda, good to see you over there. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us today. Hey, Patricia, good to see you today. Glad you made it. Glad to see you for an after school special. Hey, what did y'all used to do for after school specials? Every day after school, when we got home, we'd get home and fix a big bowl of Fruit Loops or Captain Crunch or something like that, and we'd watch the Brady Bunch. And we had a sign hanging on our door. I grew up on Federal Avenue here in Morgan City, and on the corner of Federal Avenue and General MacArthur. And it was a great place to grow up. And every day after school, we would camp out in front of the TV, and we would watch the Brady Bunch. And hanging in front of our door, there was 5 kids in my family, and hanging in front of our door, when you got home every day, there was a sign that hung there, as long as I could remember growing up, called the Bruni Bunch. So that was us growing up. Hey, Robbie, good to see you, brother. Jamie, good to see you. Johnny Mac, great to see y'all. Rollo, hey, Owen, good to see you, brother. Glad y'all made it. So yeah, it was great growing up in the Bruni house as part of the Bruni Bunch. I was the youngest, and great memories there. And thanks for joining me for the little after-school special we're having today, since we didn't make it this morning. I'm noticing all my graphics are coming off my cup there. But we did make it, and I'm wearing my You're Killing Me Smalls shirt today because I've got an Africa story for you today. It is Storytelling Tuesday, and last week we started our series where I'm going to be telling stories from now till Christmas at least about some of my adventures in Africa. Just to catch you guys up a little bit, for those of you guys who don't know, I spent 4 years going back and forth to Angola, West Africa, working over there, and I was stationed in a little village called Soyo right on the Congo River, where the Congo River meets the Atlantic Ocean. So my first trip to Soyo, I got there, and if you remember the story from last week, we landed in Soyo in the little airport there, with the chickens running around in the terminal, and and there wasn't anybody there to meet us, so we were kind of stuck there, and we had a kind of a hair-raising trip. When we finally did get a ride there, we had our driver pull over on the side of the road to talk to some of his buddies, but at the time we didn't know they were his buddies. Jacob Gibbons, good to see you, brother. Hey, there's a package on the way, just to let you know. Hey, Wayne Crappell, good to see you, brother. Good to see you on a Tuesday. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Jacob, there's a package going to Georgia, so just to let you know. Took me a little while to get it out, but it's on the way. So we landed in Soyo. We're on our way to the base. Had that little experience where we didn't know what was going to happen with the guys on the side of the road. But we did make it to the base. And then when we got to the base, they let us in. But when we got there, we didn't have a place to stay. And we went to the fabrication facility where we were going to be working to see our offices and things while they were trying to arrange us a place to stay. And this is kind of a little funny story. I don't know if I'll tell the whole thing. I might have to save part of this story for my novel. But they showed us some accommodations where they were going to have us stay since our house wasn't ready. You know, the company I was working for had a house for us in the village that wasn't ready yet. So we didn't get a chance to see it or anything, and they were going to give us some temporary accommodations on the base. Well, they came to the fabrication facility that was on the base and got us and said, we're going to show you your accommodations. So the 3 of us, it was me, a guy from Texas, and my buddy Andy from the UK, and they brought us to these little rows of apartments they had where a lot of the folks that worked there would stay. So on the base, they had these little rows of apartments, and they were kind of the lower class area, I guess you could say. And then there were some bungalows, like duplexes, where a lot of the supervisors and things would stay. And then there was a hotel on the base where guys that were just staying temporarily would stay if they had the money and the means. And everything, just to give you some context, everything is out-the-box expensive over there, especially if you're going to live any kind of Western lifestyle. Hey, Pete, good to see you, brother. Hey, Angel, good morning. Good afternoon. And we really didn't have any money with us because we weren't supposed to carry a lot of money with us. So they brought us to the first little row of apartments, and I'll just put it this way. My buddy from Texas said, that's unacceptable. We're not staying here. And my buddy from England said the same thing. Hey, we're not going to stay here. You know, you can find us a bungalow or find us a room in the hotel. And the guy that was kind of showing us around for the base said, not possible. You know, there's no rooms in the hotel. Not possible for y'all to stay anywhere else but here. You have to stay here. And they were like, no effing way we're staying here. So we thought we were going to be kicked off the base or not have any place to stay for a while. But we went back to the fabrication facility, and the guys for the end user that we were building all this equipment for showed up, and we told them our situation, and they had some rooms that were saved in the hotel for visitors that happened to come. And so we got some rooms in the hotel for a couple of weeks until our house opened up. But in the meantime, if you remember the story from last week, the airport was just being worked on, and they were building the runway, extending it for commercial flights to come in, so they were only flying in 8-seaters. If you saw the video from last week, go check it out. It wasn't from this trip, but it was from one of my trips right before I left. I started making little videos like that. However, we could only carry 20 pounds in, so I had my laptop bag and a change of clothes in my laptop bag, and all my suitcases were supposed to follow us. They were going to truck them up, you know. Well, they didn't show up. Long story short, I had nothing to wear, really. None of us really had anything, but the other guys had a couple of changes of clothes, and I only had a pair of shorts and the clothes I had on. So I had to wear safety clothes that I got from the fabricator for a couple of weeks until our house opened up the whole time I was there. And it was something else. I'll have to tell you all, get more in depth about that story. But what I really wanted to tell you was, you know, the flight in was hairy on that 8-seater, but the flight and the flight in, we had 2 French pilots. So it was a crazy kind of little thing. My first kind of bush plane flight in, you know, but I stayed there a couple of weeks and wore safety clothes, and my luggage showed up the day I was leaving. So by this time we were getting into our house, and I just left all my luggage there and flew home, and was back in 20 days, or 28 days, I guess I should say. But I'll tell you all that to tell you this, and I have a picture of this somewhere I'm going to find and share with you. My first flight back out of Soyo was crazy. You know, you get to the airport, there's no such thing as a line over there to wait in line for something. You get to the airport, and there's a guy with a clipboard, and you'll have to remember this because this is going to be relevant in some of the other stories coming up. But there's a guy with a clipboard, and when the little terminal that's about the size of a small convenience store opens up, everybody rushes to the counter, and it's packed like this, full of people, working folks like me, local people trying to get where they're going, you know, to different parts of Africa. And you just kind of see if your name's on the clipboard, and you hand them a ticket if you have it, and then you go through customs again and get into the terminal and get out. So I went through all that, and I was finally getting on the plane to come home. I've been there a couple of weeks, and I was ready to get home by this point, and was so thankful to finally get back on this little 8-seater plane. And I sat right behind the pilots. And my first trip back was 2 Angolan pilots for the first time. So I had 2 local pilots for the first time flying back. And as I sat there right behind the pilots, and I mean right behind them, I was just kind of, chilling, and then I noticed something that caught my attention and made me a little nervous, I have to tell you. So I'm sitting there on this little plane, and they're doing their checklist and everything, and starting the engines up, and plane's getting warmed up, and I'm looking at these pilots over their shoulder, and on the dashboard, I drew a representation so you could see. On the dashboard, I see something. I see a loose leaf sheet of paper that's drawn like the horizon, like an altimeter horizon. And on this sheet of paper, it says, sky, ground. And I thought, oh, this can't be good. Sky, ground. I said, these guys are pilots. Oh my gosh, what have I got myself into coming over here? I'll dig that picture up for you tonight while I'm watching The Curse of Oak Island and share that picture with you because I know I've got it in the folder somewhere on my other computer. Hey, Randy Mayfield, good to see you, brother. Good afternoon. Hey, today, good to see you. So that's my little fun fact from Africa on Storytelling Tuesday. If you're ever flying in Africa and you're on a little local flight like that, we did get to where we were going, so I guess those guys have been trained pretty good anyway. But I'll be sharing that picture with you sometime later on this evening. And you can go back and watch some of the other clips of the flights that I've got, too, on my YouTube channel and the ones I posted last week, too. So, hey, Stephanie, good to see you. Todd Bagwell's watching. Yeah, all right, brother. I told my story of Todd last week when we did the One of These Days We're going to hop that train song. Good to see you, brother. Hope y'all are doing well in Tuscaloosa. Hey, Becky, good to see you on a Tuesday. Thanks for being here. So that's my little Africa story for today, y'all. Stay tuned because I've got plenty of them, and I've got some favorites coming, too. I've got a song and a smile for you today as well. It is our after-school special, so leave me some comments about what you used to do after school. I'd love to know. I've got a song for you today, and this song this is a song that I wrote in Africa while I was over there. Hey, Debbie and Don, good to see y'all over there. I wish I had my challenge coin in my pocket, but it's on my dresser. Good to see y'all over there. Thanks for joining me today. Merry Christmas to y'all too. So here's a song I wrote in Africa, and I was working on this song at the house that we had in the village there in Soyo. And one of the things that I do on all the jobs, of course, that I go on when we have downtime and it's just me and the guys and gals sitting around on our off time, when I used to do turnarounds at the hotels or whenever I was in Africa or wherever I've gone to work. I told them some of that story about skipping out of catechism last week, Todd, so the jig's already up for the most part. But I won't tell them all the stories about what we used to do after school. Hey, Elizabeth, good to see you on a Tuesday. My compadre, Todd Bagwell, right there. One of the reasons I'm standing here today. So I was in my little apartment at the house this particular day, and I was writing and trying to play like I did all the time to pass the time. And we had a little table there in the courtyard where we'd sit around and we'd put something on the barbecue, some picanha, which is South African for tri-tip is the kind of cut we call it here, but they call it picanha over there. So we would put a picanha on the grill and drink some nasty African beer. Here's another fun fact about Africa. While I was there, water was cheaper than beer. So, Brian Page, good to see you, brother. I've had some experiences with my buddy Brian Page right there, too. I used to work with Brian and his dad and my buddy Buck, Mike Courtney, who was a great friend of ours who passed away. Had some great times with Brian and Buck working for their company CFS out of Ponca City, Oklahoma. Love you guys up there. Miss y'all too. And I bet y'all are getting ready for the Christmas party. Tell your dad and everybody I said, hey Brian, So I was working on this song, and I stepped out in the courtyard, and at the time I was sitting around the table, and I would help some friends of mine that wanted to play a little bit, you know. So I was sitting there, and I said, hey, I got a new song I'm working on. What do y'all think about this? And my buddy Brian Navarre, who's a welding engineer, sat there and said, man, that's a pretty good song, but just like when Shannon Johnson told me about Shoebox, he said, that's a great song, but you're missing one more verse. I said, I know, but I'm not sure where to go with it yet. So he gave me the idea for the last verse and went in there and finished it. And so he's got a writer credit on this song as well. Water cheaper than beer. Hey, Tony, good to see you. Hey, Jordan, good to see you today. Melvin, good to see you, brother. Hope y'all doing well. So this is a title cut off this record right here, too. We ended up cutting this song, and Brian Navarre's got a writer credit on that. Thanks for the idea, Brian. Appreciate that, brother. Hope you're doing good wherever you are. This is that old Painkillers song for a Storytelling Tuesday. Telling my Africa stories today. I'm Hal Bruni, y'all. Got a song and a smile for you. Thanks for joining me on a Storytelling Tuesday. I've tried whiskey. I've tried women. I've tried about every drug that you could name. Some came from doctors, some came from dealers. Anything I thought would kill the pain. And I wound up on a road where the sun would never shine, and all I ever saw was rain. And I learned a little lesson about these painkillers. All they do is cause more pain. I found music, made me happy. Then one day it just became a chore. So I used a few of them painkillers till I couldn't feel a damn thing anymore. And I wound up on a road where the sun would never shine, and all I ever saw was rain. And I learned another lesson about these painkillers. All they do is cause more pain. That's right. Hey, Deb, good to see you today. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Happy school special today. Thanks for joining me. Then a sweet angel came down and saved me from all that hurt that I'd felt before. And I realized through her forgiveness that I didn't need that shit anymore. And I wound up on a road where the sun always shines and the darkness of the night has turned to day. Yeah, I finally learned my lesson about these painkillers. All it takes is love to kill the pain. All it takes is love to kill the pain. Rick, good to see you, brother. Uncle Duty! Little Painkillers for you on a Tuesday, y'all. Hey, go listen to some Rick Lorenzo music, y'all. Good to see you, brother. Hope to see you sometime soon. Thanks for joining me on a Tuesday, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the little story today. And thanks for joining me on our After School Special Edition since we couldn't make it this morning. I'm so thankful that I had a chance to share some time with you today, and I appreciate y'all stopping by and sharing some time with me. I've had a blast today telling you my little story from Africa, and we got some more coming up, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be sharing some of those with you now through Christmas because some of them have to do with trying to get home for Christmas. And, it was a great experience being there. I'm glad I'm not doing it anymore, but it was a great experience going over there, and I've got plenty of adventures to tell you, so I appreciate y'all listening and tuning in with me. Hey, Anthony, good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing good out there, too. Now, y'all go out there and have a great Tuesday, y'all. Hey, I'll be online tonight. I'll be watching the Oak Island special tonight. You know, I don't watch much TV most of the time or take time out to watch TV specifically. I have it on sometimes, but I do watch a couple of shows, and the one that I usually watch is Oak Island, so I'll be on there tonight. Just working and passing some time So comment with me as we're watching. I know they're going to find something. So, so have a great one, y'all. Have a happy Tuesday. And you know what to do. Go out there, perpetuate some positivity, spread some happiness and healing around. Join me tomorrow for Wayne Wednesday, and we'll see you then. And in the meantime, what?